today because on the 208th day of genocide, where 40,000 Palestinians have been murdered by Israel, our government still refuses to enforce an arms embargo. We're here today because workers are organising inside through the PCS union to try and refuse to handle the paperwork that makes the arms deals that enable the genocide to happen, because it couldn't be happening without the political support and the military support and the weapons made in this country. So we're here today as workers on May Day to try and challenge the Israeli war machine, to stand in solidarity with Palestinians, to try and end the genocide, to demand an arms embargo. And these are things that people in Britain overwhelmingly support. It's just our politicians, the bosses of arms companies, that don't want this to happen.
I am here along with hundreds of people, including Jewish people, to try and save lives in Palestine. The UK government, the US government, a vast majority of the entire world, including Arab countries, couldn't care less. They don't care about the men, the women, the children, the babies, the expectant mothers. They just don't give a crap, which shows how bad they are as people, because to not care is just shockingly bad. You think, how bad can you get? Just look at the supporters of Israel. That's how bad you have to be to not want to help people. So we are here to try to make a difference. It doesn't matter how small that difference is, a difference is a difference. Well, the money that the UK invests in Israel is millions upon millions. And they make so much money from the arms deals, which they say is minor, but it's in the hundreds of millions. So that's why we're here. One of the many reasons why we're here. When it comes to the Conservatives and Labour, their policy towards Israel is just effectively support Israel and defend it. Try to make out that we're trying to do something for the people of Palestine, but in effect, all they're doing is supporting Israel and committing crimes against the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine. Because it's not just the killings in Gaza, it's also the occupation of Palestine itself, which has been going on for decades, and the apartheid. So yes, politicians make out that they're trying to help people, but ultimately they support Israel through thick and thin. No matter what crime Israel commits or will ever commit, this government and Labour and the US, both Republicans and Democrats, will support them no matter what. I mean, look at Russia's crimes. Sanctions after sanction after sanction, and rightly so. What has it done against Israel? Nothing but support. And that shows the policy of the US and the UK and the vast majority of the world.
The UK government is refusing also to accept the report by the UN on UNRWA and reverse the funding that was cut. And that's really important that we get the money back in Gaza to support Gazans. Defunding UNRWA has had a dramatic effect. Other countries have restored it, like Japan, but we're still refusing. And so what that means is that aid, medical aid specifically, is not getting into Palestine. And the UN report said there is no evidence from Israel that UNRWA workers have been involved in October the 7th. Because they're complicit in genocide. And it's very, very difficult to roll back on that complicity.
Stop bombing doctors! I want to bring the arms dealing to an end, especially here in England. It's the biggest disgrace going. It's pure greed. We're on a promise the whole time. It's a mafia, a world mafia, I tell you. And it's the same. It's the 1% that are creaming off everybody, and we're still the lackeys. We've never been any different anyway. This genocide is a natural reaction. They're doing it in Sudan. They did it in Libya. They did it in Iraq. They did it in Afghanistan. They did it in Syria. They've done it in Ethiopia. Only 2 years ago. Eritrea, There's millions of people that have died of genocide. Bangladesh, you go back a long way. It's the British that have done it all.
The Department for Business is implicated in the genocide because of arms licenses to Israel. So weapons that are developed in Britain are used in Israel. And this is often done quite secretively. This is something that we as ordinary people, you as a journalist, can't necessarily find out about, right? It's hidden. But we know that parts of the F-35 are made in Britain by companies like Elbit Systems, BAE Systems, and are sold via these licenses to Israel. And we know that flights with weapons or surveillance drones are going off from British military bases in Cyprus. So it's really, really clear that our government is implicated in this genocide, and it's really, really important that workers in the government are saying, I do not want this to happen in my name, and ordinary people are saying that too. I think people are horrified to find this out. I think the way that the arms trade work in Britain is that it's pretty secretive. People don't know that there's an arms factory near them. They don't know that our government is selling these weapons, is selling these licenses. It's hidden, it's kept from us on purpose. I think people are horrified when they find out. You know, people overwhelmingly support an arms embargo, overwhelmingly support a ceasefire, and I think they're horrified to find out what our government is doing with our money in our names, and to see that we're all being made complicit in this. And when they find this out, they want an end to it. They want our government to stop. It doesn't look like a hate march. I mean, I think if anything's being hated here, it's the arms trade, right? It's genocide. I think, we've got people from all walks of life. We've got all people from unions. It's May Day. That's one of the reasons we're here today, to stand as workers together in solidarity with workers in Palestine who are resisting not just genocide in Gaza, but occupation and apartheid throughout historic Palestine. To the government, arms embargo now. This has to stop. There has to be an end to this. They're complicit. Their hands are bloody, and this has to end.